Welcome, folks. August 25th, Monday. New trader day today. I messed up. I traded like a rookie today. 8 trades, down 121. Of all the things that I said that I wasn't going to do, exactly what I did. So, to be fair, we did start with a good day. We started early, 5:20, pre-market. And just with small sizes. Like and subscribe, hit that bell, leave your comments below. So it was nothing big. We're just testing the waters to see how strong HCWB would be. And up at the top, you can see that I picked my stocks for today. STSS, HCWB, MODV, ETHZ I got rid of. OND I also got rid of. And in hindsight, obviously the play here was to go in with size, but we weren't sure what the market was going to do. The SPY looked like it was holding steady. NVIDIA looked like it was up a little bit. The VIX had come down, meaning more confidence. I also moved the screen around. I went back to the old screens, larger screen. So the quality might be degraded a little bit. I still need to rearrange things around. The level 2 is a little too far to the right for me now. I can't see it, so I'm going to have to move that around. Maybe move that in front of the active trader window there, next to the chart, or shorten the chart. Tighten it up a little bit so that we can see exactly. But at least this gives you guys a little bit, and me as well, a lot more room on the chart to see what's going on, as well as the lower bands there. So this was a good trade. We got 4 green bars up there. 440 would have been to go with a little bit of a size, but I waited until it was above VWAP, and I was sure that it was going to move up. So we're looking for the move up, and HCWB certainly had room to the upside. And so what I did here was I waited, let it go. It was above VWAP. It went far enough to the point where I could jump in at 486. And I thought he had a chance to hit 648. You'll notice in one of the later trades that I've already got the line drawn. Moved ahead a little bit, jumped back in again. Just looking for a tiny win. And one of the things that I did do positive is I picked the right stock. HCWB was my choice. And you notice up in the watch list for today, I got rid of all the other ones and just left this one. Problem is I went in too early. Problem is I didn't play it right. And in one of the trades, I think it was fear that caused me to put in a stop loss. Got stopped out on 100 shares, and that devastated my whole day. That threw me way off, and the rest of the day was just junk trading. I don't know what I was doing, truly. But hey, you're going to have days like this. So watch the mistakes that I made and learn. Let me make those mistakes for you. Yeah, here was another great move up. So the moves were there, even on a trepid market. They were good moves. You just had to identify them and you had to be quick. And I think I was in a little bit of a dull sense. I think I wasn't looking for such an exciting day. The market is still slow. I still see it slow. I think that once it hits, it's going to be moving. But like I said, I think another couple of weeks. I think we have to wait until the core inflation update, the jobs update, and then if Paul indicated that he's already committed to a cut, that's going to be interesting if the inflation and the job numbers don't support the cut. But I think it doesn't matter. I think they have to cut one way or another and either help inflation or help the jobs. But I think that's what they're planning to do, and then wait till next year and decide whether they don't cut or they raise. If inflation goes up, then they have to raise the Fed rate. But for now, I think that we're done. I don't think we're going to see cuts in December, and I think that the market has to live with what's out there, and maybe one cut in September. So here we cut it, only made 60 cents. And then ETHZ was showing up, and it looked like it had momentum. It looked like it had something to prove, and it was going to move up. And I did not realize it was 155 million shares. You also notice I updated my watch list to include QIPT, which was also moving a little bit. And I didn't hold this very long. It's just a lost cause. Here's where I finally added to the watch list to check the shares and see 153 million shares. Had I known that from the beginning, I wouldn't have jumped in. So at this point, I was shopping, looking to see where I could jump in and take some profit. I'm thinking tomorrow, what I might do is do an early morning live stream, and if I get up early enough to gauge which stocks are moving and to build a watch list just early and put that out there on the live stream so that you guys can see my process and see which stocks I pick. And because it seems like on 4 out of the 5 days, I'm picking 1 or 2 stocks, and they eventually make it up. I'm just messing up the entries and the exits. So obviously, this was a dead stock. The volume just died down. And we're still here at the top of the hour, 6:02 or so. We've had a bunch of other stocks announced. I think Velo was one of them, VELO, is moving up. HCWB had sort of stopped its progress. And QIPT also topped out, I think. There was a stock there, and I don't know if anybody saw it, was OPAD. That one was moving very slowly, and it moved up quite a bit. And I noticed, I just checked it. It's, let's see, it's 6:58 in the afternoon Pacific time, and I checked it. and it looks like it went over $5, and that was trading around 240, 250, and it's just slowly climbed. That would have been a stock to jump into and hold. So here's where I find that I think this is going to kick up HCWB, and so I jump in, and I went in way too early. So one of the things I have to work on is identifying opportunities and length of time, and that's going to be very difficult. And that's one of the reasons why I'm enlarged the chart so that I can see more of the more of what's happening and what has happened prior, to be able to gauge time, because it is important. When you can gauge your timings, then it's going to make it a hell of a lot easier. So here we've had this stock price snake down and then hit a sort of a double bottom there, and it started to move up. But it's still unsure. And I think it has to do with pre-market. And I said this last week, I'm going to avoid pre-market because the numbers are just not there. The volume is not there. But one of the things is you get onto the market and you get hooked. You have to play. It's a pay to play, and today was another day. So we're up only $60 on the month now with 4 days left. And so we're going to hope for better days ahead the rest of the week. And I mean, the where I'm at right now is not that big of a deal. 557 to 565, not huge. But we are at 6:15. We're 15 minutes from the open, and I'm thinking that this stock is going to go up now. At this point, I don't know, and I didn't guarantee myself that it was going to go up right at the open, but it eventually, my thought was that it would go up, and sure enough, it did. It hit over $7 before, I think, crawling back down. So we certainly saw the same action as Friday. Good action. It's obviously at this point at 6:20. My thought is, oh well, might as well hold it till the open. There's no sense in getting out now. Meanwhile, Velo was moving up, and I go back, and I just didn't like Velo. So we're down 538, 536, and here's something important. I held it to this point to 537 or 536 even. Yeah, when the market opened, I for some reason I put a stop loss right at 538, which was a mistake. But oh well. On the positive side, August is a slow month. We've been seeing a lot of issues. Uh, there have been opportunities. We're hanging in there. We're still on the green for the month. And if I can get out of August, even with $10 green, I would be very happy. Because then I can look forward towards what September will bring. And maybe we can see a positive bull market the rest of the year and into before the holidays. And I mean, a good September, October, and half of November would be great to have great trading days and make some money. But yeah, I fell asleep at the wheel today. No doubt about it. I came in, everything that I have learned, everything that I knew, it was all gone from my head. It was as if my head had been cleared and I've been reset, rebooted, as if I didn't know anything. And all the indicators are there. Everything is there. But it's the human factor. And I continue to say, you can watch people trade, you can watch people make money, you can watch people lose money on the stock market. It's going to mean nothing to you until you're in that seat, on that keyboard, on that mouse, on those hotkeys, on those indicators, looking at your screens and making the choices for yourself. Because no one can do it for you. Certainly, if you give them your money, I guess, they could trade for you. And if they're good at it, you'd have to be profitable. But you wouldn't be doing it. And it's just the pain that you have to go through. And every day that you wake up to the stock market, it's a new day. And everything is brand new. The market didn't change. The indicators, I mean, I moved one windows around. The software didn't change. My attitude this morning changed. My attitude was very dull, too easygoing, and I left my guard down and didn't pay attention. So that's on me. I can't fault myself for it. So right here is where I start looking for a stop loss because the spread is looking very wild. And of course, since I was in very high, there's nothing I could do. Had I been in at like a 540, then I wouldn't have put that sell stop there. I would have just waited it out. I don't like to use sell stops. And today I got burned on sell stops a couple of times. And when the stock needs liquidity, and that's what is happening here, it comes in, stops me out. So then STSS was another one I had identified, but it just very low volume. Finally starts heading out to VWAP. And this one had room. It had gone up to 17 prior, and it had room all the way to 30. And I thought it would do a lot better, but to no avail. I mean, it was more expensive, so, there's only so many shares you can take. And thrown off by the fact that I got stopped out on those 100 other shares. And then I started trading wildly. It wasn't even revenge. It wasn't even smart trading. It was, look at what shows a couple of green bars and jump in. And that's the worst mistakes you can make. So when something doesn't go your way, you get stopped out, you're not feeling it, stop trading. Shut the software down and get out. The market will still be there. You can always come back later in the day, but there's always tomorrow. So then MODV have been moving up, and I have been watching it at 62, and I just didn't like it at 62. And now I think I'm in FOMO mode here, that I need to make, some money to make up for the losses. And I jump in with 600 shares, thinking that, something good's going to come of it. And the same thing, I don't trust it. I put sell stops in, and I get stopped out. Even though the stock later went to 81 cents, which would have given me about 15 bucks. So, yeah, this was the second one. So if you fear, you don't feel that stock's not going to happen, don't even trade it. This was a huge mistake. STSS, MODV, ETHZ was the other one, and using the stop limit on the 100 shares of the HCW was another mistake. So when you pick your stock, go through your technicals, hold to your conviction, and then let it go, and don't go wildly trading other stocks, thinking that you're going to make money elsewhere. Because what happens, you start chasing other stocks, and you lose your control, you lose your focus. Yeah, so at this point, there was nothing else left but flatten out. We still had some cash left, so we went back into HCWB after it hit 7. And of course, now we're just chasing it very high, and it's having a hard time moving. And we jump in at a time when the indicators obviously are not showing us positive moves up. So here we're reaching. So we had a bad day. We got to shake it off, come back tomorrow, and try again. If you like the videos, if you have questions, leave your questions below. I'll try to get to them. And I hope you had a better day than I did. And have a good evening. And we'll try this again tomorrow.